Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me quickly find out if you guys are able to hear me. Are you guys able to clearly hear me? Before we get to proceed, let me just drink some hot water to ensure the voice is clear enough. Is my voice loud and clear? Is my microphone audible from your end? Nice. Before we proceed, let me just get to know from where are you watching us. Let me just see before we proceed, from where are you watching us live today? I am glad to see that some few people are already in. Willkommen Joyce, willkommen Seima, I see you there. I see Lily. Lily says from Saudi Arabia, wunderbar. Joyce, you say from Germany, wunderbar. Das ist sehr gut. Nice. I believe that each and every one of you had a lovely weekend, yes? Did you all have a lovely weekend? Seema from Uganda, willkommen. I am glad that all of us have been able to begin or commence the week well. Now, this topic of today, as we're about to begin in 2 minutes, is one of the most critical, one of the most important topics. If there's any important bit in German, is on these cases of nouns. Please find yourself a book and a pen because I'd like to stress this in great details. As I've said, this is one of the very, very most important topics because you will not be able to form any sentence properly if you do not master the following topic, yeah? Once again, I take this chance to welcome all of you who are just joining in. I say, willkommen. Let me know from where are you watching. I see some people have commented there. Lily from Saudi Arabia, Joyce from Germany, and Seima from Uganda. Let me know, where are you watching us from, even as we get ready to begin. Find yourself a nice pen and paper as we're about to break this down. Chema is from Ghana, willkommen. I see Mami Yo from Germany, wunderbar. Tina from Saudi Arabia, willkommen. I welcome all of you. I'm giving you time to get yourself a book and a pen. If you're ready, just go ahead and type ready. I want to ensure that as we commence, all of us will be attentive. Rose from Kenya, willkommen. Welcome, Rose. Are we all set? If you're set and ready, go ahead and type yeah. I want to see those who are ready. Seima is bereit. Find yourself a pen and paper because, as I've said, this is one of the most critical topics. This one, whether you're in A1 or A2, B1, this one is very critical. Nice. I see most of us are ready. Seima says bereit. Mamiya also says yeah. Okay, so here I go. As I've told you, all the sentences that you will be forming, all of them, they will all come back to this topic. Now, the topic is, I hope my screen is, let me move it a bit closer. Right, so the topic is cases of nouns. That is, cases of nouns. And I know people have been wondering, oh, what is nominative? Oh, what is accusative, dative, and all these things, yeah? So first and foremost, I would like you to know this. We have 4 cases of nouns. And today I specifically had to eat avocados to ensure the speed dropped down, especially for this topic, yeah? Because this is critical. So, as you can see, we have 4 cases of nouns in German, therefore. The first one is nominative, okay? We have nominative. Then there's the accusative. Then there's dative and genitive. All right? That's the first thing you need to know. We have 4 cases. Nominative, accusative, dative, and genitive. These are the 4 cases. Are we together? I believe we're together up until there. So now the next thing is now knowing, what do I mean by this nominative? What do I mean by accusative? So these are the ones I'm talking about here. Nominative, accusative, dative, and genitive. Those are the 4 cases we have. So as we progress in this series, we will be breaking them down. All right? Someone is asking which level. Now, this one affects all the levels. By the way, this topic on cases of nouns, we have it in A1, we have it in A2, B1, B2. So this one is one of the topics that is in almost every level. And that's why I always say that when learning the German, if there is any topic that you need to put in a lot of effort, it is this one. All right. So as I was telling us that we have 4: nominative, accusative, dative, and genitive. We'll be having this series as we'll be breaking each and every one of them in clear detail. So I'm going to begin with the nominative. What do I mean by nominative? First of all, simply put, a normal sentence, we normally have the subject, right? A normal sentence. We have the subject who does the action that mostly affect the object, right? This is the normal sentence: subject, verb, and object, right? That is usually a normal sentence, how it is arranged. So in simple terms, nominative is simply the subject. All right, as simple as that. Nominative is usually the subject. When I'm talking about subject, that is the person doing the action. So when someone says subject, subject is simply the person doing the action. Are we together up until here? I believe we're still together up until here. Remember that. Nominative is simply, don't worry, I'll be giving us more examples as we proceed. Nominative is simply the subject, that is the person doing the action. And then we have the verb, that is the action. And then the object. Now, the direct object is now the accusative. So simply put, nominative is a subject, and then accusative is the object, that is the direct object being affected by the actions of the subject. Okay? So you can see right there that in nominative, the articles are normally the normal way. In nominative, normally masculine articles are der stroke ein, masculine article, der stroke ein, that is der stroke a. Feminine article is die stroke eine. Then neuter is das stroke ein, and then plural is die. So this is the usual case. Remember, nominative is the subject. Masculine der stroke ein, feminine die stroke eine, neuter is das stroke ein, and then plural is die. So basically, mostly nominative is at the beginning of the sentence. It mostly comes at the beginning of the sentence because it is the subject or the action doer. And then in accusative now, as you can see, in accusative, masculine changes. In accusative now, masculine becomes den stroke einen. Do you see that? But the other remains the same. These other articles remain the same also in accusative. Die stroke eine, das stroke ein, and plural die. So it is only, so you can see that articles here in nominative are the same as the articles here in accusative. It is only masculine that is changing to den stroke einen. So I've given examples in a sentence for you to clearly see what I'm talking about. Like in the first example says like this. Der Mann. Look at that. Der Mann. As you remember clearly well that all nouns must be in capital. Right? So look at my first example. Now I've given the example so that you clearly see the subject, you see the verb, and you also see the object. All right? So it goes to say, der Mann, the subject, and then the verb, hat, and then the object, den Wagen. Der Mann is the nominative, hat is the verb, and then den Wagen. You might wonder, why is it den Wagen? Because if you check in your dictionary, normally Wagen is der Wagen, it's masculine. So you have to change it to the accusative because it falls under the object, okay? That's why it now becomes der Mann hat den Wagen. Okay, look at number 2. Das Kind, the child, das Kind kauft das Buch. Das Kind kauft das Buch. Let me move it closer. So, das Kind kauft das Buch. The child is buying the book. And then, ich habe, I have, ich habe. So, Tisch, again, if you look in your dictionary, the word Tisch, which is table. So, Tisch is normally masculine. So, in masculine, we're clearly told that in accusative masculine, einen. So, ich habe einen Tisch. And then my last example, we have den Fisch. We have the fish. So you've clearly seen what I mean by nominative and what I mean by accusative, yeah? As simple terms, nominative is simply the subject, and then accusative is the object. So at this point, I'd like to give us the room or the chance to form examples like in the above. Just go ahead and form any examples in German, maintaining how the articles change in nominative and accusative. So go ahead, I'm going to read some few examples. Let me say I'm going to read the first 6 examples and even get to correct. Go ahead. I'm going to pick the first 6. Right, so here's the first one from Rovins. Willkommen, yeah? So Rovins, you say like this. Peter hat einen Hund. That is correct. Peter hat einen Hund. Peter has a dog. That is correct. Joyce, you say, der Mann hat, correct, Hunger. Now the Hunger should be capital H, yeah? Der Mann hat Hunger. So the man has the man is hungry, right? So the Hunger should be capital H because you've used it as a noun. And then there's another sentence from Rose. You say, wo ist das Restaurant? Wo, that's now a question, yeah? Wo ist das Restaurant? So because it's a question, don't forget your question mark, and the restaurant should be capital R, yeah? Nouns. Wo ist das Restaurant? Where is the restaurant? Here's another example. I told you I'm picking the first 6. Kabali Penina, you say like this. Das ist, you have to say that is apparent, or those are parents. You say, das sind Eltern. Eltern is normally capital E-L, T-E-R-N. Let me type that real quick. A moment. So Eltern, remember Eltern is normally plural, yeah? Eltern, remember Eltern is normally plural, yeah? Eltern, parents. So das sind die Eltern, those are the parents. All right, Kabali? And then Dante say, meine Mutter. Check the spelling for Mutter, yeah? Meine Mutter with an ER at the end, not A. Meine Mutter hat eine Schwester. My mother has a sister. Mrs. Zucker, you say, wo ist eine Mutter? Where is a mother? Wo ist eine Mutter? Reference, you say, ich habe 2 Mädchen. All right. And then Angela, you say, ich habe den Tisch. I have the table. Again, please ensure that the Tisch should be capital T, yeah? Ich habe den Tisch. I have the table. Don't worry why there. More of that will be coming soon on B1, yeah? And then Rose say, mein Vater lebt. So because you've now used mein Vater, which is under A as the S, I remove the S. You don't say lives, but instead you say, mein Vater lebt. Remove the S, yeah? Mein Vater lebt meine Mutter. My father loves my mother. And then Robin, you say, meine Eltern sind alt. My parents are old. Or finest, you say, das Kind läuft. You will add an umlaut on the A because it's irregular. Das Kind läuft zum. That is zum. We'll be coming to this later on. We haven't reached yet on the su, von su, etc. That one we're coming to that, don't worry. And then, ich habe eine Katze. We are only forming in this method, yeah? Subject, verb, object. So, Monica, you say, ich habe eine Katze. I have a cat. And then, mein Vater hat Kopfschmerzen. Check the spelling for Kopfschmerzen. Kopfschmerzen. There you go. Kopfschmerzen, headache, yeah? So you now say, Joyce, mein Vater, capital V, hat Kopfschmerzen, capital K for Kopfschmerzen. Ich habe 3 Kinder. Guys, I'm saying that most of us don't check on the use of capital small. Please ensure you always check on that, yeah? Because in the exams, especially on Schreiben, there'll be looking at those ones. So always ensure that the nouns are in capital, because for Schreiben, if you don't put them in capital, they'll be taking away some marks. Okay? So ich habe 3 Kinder. Ich habe viele Freunde. I have many friends. And then they say, meine Mutter hat eine Schwester. That is now correct. Yes. Ich habe ein Telefon from Mamio. And then sie hat einen Computer. She has a computer. Ich habe keinen Tisch. I have no table. And then der Hund ist alt. Meine Tochter ist sehr schön. My daughter is very pretty. And then we take some other example. Ich habe, now because Hund is masculine, I say, ich habe einen Hund. I have a dog. Anyway, there you say, hat eine Katze. Capital E. And then, sehr gut. Right. Now, for those of you who haven't done yet the topic on articles, it will be a bit difficult for us, to understand this topic on cases of nouns. This one is a bit advanced, especially in sentence construction, right? One has to have done the topic on articles before doing this. So we've now clearly seen what I mean by nominative and accusative, nominative and accusative, So as I was telling us is this, in simple terminologies, so that you don't complicate yourself, Remember, nominative is simply the subject, Subject is the person doing the action that affects the object. Let's suppose that subject, the nominative, does an action that affects the object, that is the accusative object. All right? Okay, then, because today I'm only focusing on accusative and the nominative alone, let me finalize by showing us the prepositions. I hope you've written these ones down, It's very important that you have this down. You see how articles are in nominative and how articles are in accusative. Very important, right? So ensure you have them down. So, now in this point, I'd like you to see on the, let me sweep that a bit. Prepositions plus accusative. Now, the following prepositions, I know you've met them somewhere. Whenever you see the following prepositions, we always have to put them in accusative. All right? Whenever you see the following prepositions, these ones here, you have to follow the following article in accusative. So whenever you see this, now the following things, you put them in accusative. Here we go. Prepositions plus accusative. The first one you have is FU umlaut R, fewer. Fewer. I'm taking time. I'd like you to have them down. I believe you're writing them down, right? It is the best way you'll remember them. So, fewer, which means for. Then there's which means at or around. And then the other one is durch, which means through. So, fewer, durch, which means through. Then there's ohne is without. Then we have gegen is against. And then you have entlang is along. Then bis, which means tail or untail. So these prepositions, whenever you will see them, these ones over here, whenever you see them, the following thing that comes after it, you have to put it in accusative, okay? Whenever you see these prepositions, the following articles, you have to put them in accusative, all right? You see this? Put them in accusative. So, we have fewer, durch, ohne, gegen, entlang, and then finally we have bis, all right? So I've given some examples using these prepositions in accusative. Peter kauft das, let me say that correctly. Yeah, Peter kauft das Buch. Peter is buying the book für den Mann, because you've seen that whenever you see this für, you put the articles in accusative. So, Peter kauft das Buch für den Mann. Peter is buying the book for the man. Ich gehe ohne dich. I'm going without you. So, just to test and ensure that you've understood these prepositions, that whenever you see them, the following thing you put in accusative, right? I'd like you now, let me take now the last examples, you using the following. I'd like you to use it in a sentence. Either you use fewer, durch, ohne, gegen, entlang, and bis. I'd like you to use it now in examples right now. Go ahead. I will take also the first 6 in your examples sentence, yeah? Go ahead. Let me take the first 6 and then we correct together. Remember, these are the prepositions that whenever you see them, these are the prepositions that whenever you see them, you have to put the article in accusative, right? So let me take the first, the first 6. So Sylvie Joseph, you say, ich warte, I'm waiting for you. Now this one goes with ich warte auf dich, yeah? We'll be singing it later. Ich warte auf dich, not für dich, yeah? Ich gehe, and say I'm going at, at. Sorry guys, it's yeah, not Let's change that reference, yeah? Ich gehe with the like this. Like this. Reference, Alright, so you say, ich gehe 2 Uhr in die Schule. And then, Angela, you say, meine Mutter gibt ohne mich. Meine Mutter is going without me. Get ohne mich. My mother is going without me. Change the gibt to get, G-E-H-T, yeah? And then, Mami, you say, ich möchte bis Januar dort sein. I'd like to be there until January. And then, can you say, I will go without my wife? That is in English. I'd like you to form it in German, yeah? So, I will go without my wife is now, ich gehe ohne meine Frau. Ich gehe ohne meine Frau, yeah? Man Prete, you say, me and Prete say, ich studiere, I'm studying, 8:30 Uhr bis 13 Uhr. Ich studiere 8:30 Uhr bis 13 Uhr. Robin, you say, sie springt durch das Fenster. She's jumping through the window. And then Monica, because you said the word zone, it is masculine. Let me just type that down real quick. So let's say I am going without my son. You say like this. Ich gehe ohne meinen Sohn. So this is an example for you, Monica. Yeah? Please check the following. So you say, ich gehe ohne. Now because Sohn is masculine, I say meinen Sohn, ohne meinen Sohn, without my son. Ich gehe ohne meinen Sohn. Joyce, you say, ich komme später. Remove the N, yeah? Ich komme with an E at the end. And then Dante, you say, Sarah liest für die Prüfungen. Sarah is reading for the examinations. Ich spiele. Rose will say, I play every day. I play every day. So because when you say I play every day, remove the yeah? I don't say I play at every day, but instead you say I play every day. So remove the so that you remain with ich spiele jeden Tag. Ich spiele jeden Tag. I play every day. Angela, you say ich gehe 8:30 zu Anna. Now, we haven't seen on Sue, yeah? We will see Sue tomorrow. Today, we are only focusing on these ones. Guys, we're not using Sue. Today, we're only focusing on these ones plus accusative. We will see Sue tomorrow, which is plus dative, yeah? Don't worry, Sue is not under accusative, it is under dative, yeah? Robin should say, sie rennen entlang die Straße. Sie rennen entlang die Straße. Now, these days, they've changed the syllabus. Entlang comes after the noun. So, unlike in English by society, they are running along the street. We now say they are running the street along. So that you say, sie rennen die Straße entlang. Entlang comes after, yeah? Peter spielt Fußball ohne seinen Bruder. That is correct. Peter is playing football without his brother. And etc, etc, yes. Very good. Renes, you say, do you offer A2 lessons? Yes, that is correct. Renes, I'd recommend you reach out at the end of the video, okay? Please go ahead and reach in the inbox. So guys, those or today my only focus was on the accusative. I believe you've now clearly seen the difference between nominative and accusative, yeah? Remember simply, subject is a nominative, object is your accusative, yeah? Once you've mastered this, then you will clearly understand what we mean by nominative and accusative, all right? So today that was the only focus. Today my only focus was for you to understand nominative and accusative. That was only it, yeah? Now in the next class, we're now going to clearly see on the dative. Have you guys understood now the difference between nominative and accusative? Subject, object, right? So I would like us to stop here for today. In the next class, we will tackle the dative and even go further with it. All right? Well then, ladies and gentlemen, or should I say Damen und Herren, Damen und Herren, das ist alles für heute. Ich sage nur herzlichen Dank für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit. I told us that I'll be reading us some nice German story coming soon, yeah? There are stories that are coming up which I'll be reading. All right, which I'll be reading, and then I'll be asking us questions. So more of those and even more bits coming soon, yeah? So for now, das ist alles für heute. Is someone saying a couple pages since I wasn't? Well then, das ist alles für heute. Ladies and gentlemen, tschüss, gute Nacht und schlaft gut. Okay?